What's blue, loves cookies, and is about to get reimagined using speculative biology. Yes, it's the Cookie Monster! Hey everyone! The Cookie Monster is a Muppet known for its funky looks and voracious appetite, especially for, yep, you guessed it, cookies. So this should be a fun one to reimagine. Let's see how this goes. Please consider liking, hyping and subscribing if you think this video is good enough to eat. And now, without further ado, let's get started! Monsters take many forms. Sometimes there are terrible predators that make us afraid of stepping into the wilderness. Sometimes they are twisted creations of our own making, forced to lead the lives of freaks. And sometimes they are just funny, weird-looking animals. Today's subject is one such creature, Cyanopus ischiodon, the creature commonly, if harmfully, known as the Cookie Monster. Genus Cyanopus is a sister taxon to three-toed sloths, its ancestors having developed further into a mostly aquatic lifestyle, particularly presenting webbed hands and feet and hollow hairs, which help insulate them from the cold and also host symbiotic algae that give them a greenish tint, thus helping them camouflage among the vegetation. This genus has several species, some of which we may yet see in the future, and the particular species that concerns us today has readapted to terrestrial locomotion, while still being capable of swimming if necessary, similar to other species of sloth. While they are slow and awkward by the standards of most predators, and quite easy to locate thanks to their very loud territorial calls, amplified by their gullar pouch, their bad taste and very sharp claws ensure most predators won't bother trying to hunt them. Cookie monsters originally developed their strong jaws and hard teeth to feed on hard-shelled prey such as bivalves and snails, which were much easier to prey on compared to prey on land, given the slow movements of the sloth. These adaptations, along with an extremely tough stomach that resisted the sharp and hard beats of shells and exoskeletons, allowed them to become opportunistic omnivores, expanding their diet to carrion, and even, as they developed into a more predatory lifestyle, animals such as turtles. The position of the eyes, high up on its head, make it an amazing ambush predator, staying submerged while stalking its prey. The ability of these eyes to be moved independently to a degree also helps in scanning around for prey while in the water. Modern populations even boast incredibly powerful stomach acid and digestive enzymes, as well as a resistance to many forms of toxins present in prey animals, such as poison dart frogs, further expanding the reach of their diet. Despite all of these predatory adaptations, Cookie Monsters still rely extensively on plant-based food, particularly preferring fruit that drops from the trees, the adaptation to which gave them a noticeable sweet tooth, and also turned it into an important seed disperser across the extension of the Amazon River. The incredibly varied diet of these creatures was a source of great interest when it was first discovered, as it made them easy to feed and transport, hence making them a common subject in zoos and collections. And during these long travels, it became common to give them a food source that would become very associated with them: cookies. Not exactly a shocker given their name. These travel cookies were often hard and chewy to resist the long journeys they were taking on, and despite how hard to eat they were for humans, Cookie Monsters would wolf them down with zero issues, leading to this food remaining the preferred way to feed them even after they had been taken into their final enclosures. Interestingly, it was common for the algae contained in the monster's fur to die off during the travels, leading to their more commonly known appearance, with their fur appearing in its natural grayish color, reflecting the blue skies above. As the association between cookie and monster became ingrained in the popular consciousness, it became more and more common to feed them with these cookies exclusively, which was terrible news, because these cookies could not give the animals the proper nutritional intake they required, leading to them developing severe stress while captive. Most animals tend to present stereotypic behaviors in such conditions: repetitive, non-beneficial behaviors that arise as a result of stress, and in the case of Cookie Monsters, this is most usually expressed in the form of pica, the compulsive eating of non-edible materials, including, in many cases, pieces of glass and metal. While this can usually and mercifully pass through the Cookie Monster's tough digestive system without issues, there is an always present risk of internal injuries from particularly dangerous items, as well as the very real threat of malnutrition. It is not uncommon for captive Cookie Monsters to end up losing their teeth due to a combination of these behaviors, high sugar intake, and poor oral hygiene. It is also rather unfortunate that this odd-looking animal became such a hit with kids, since its less than ideal diet in captivity gave these impressionable minds the notion that eating nothing but cookies was the greatest idea in the entire world. And that was in the best of cases. Eventually, a couple movements were formed and joined forces in order to improve the living conditions of the Cookie Monsters, both for the sake of these animals themselves and of the children that love them so much, as it was considered the representations of this animal in media made it quite a bad example for them. Thanks to these efforts, as well as the general improvement in living conditions at zoos, monsters are fed with a much healthier and more varied diet nowadays. The classic cookies that they love so much being limited to a sometimes food, a snack, rather than the bulk of their diet. As a compromise, most of their food will be hidden inside hard cookie-shaped cases, with the monsters gaining a great deal of enrichment from having to break them open. And that's it for a speculative biology look into the Cookie Monster, with a special thank you to Tulukaruk for commissioning it. This one was a fun creature to conceptualize, because of just how much of its iconic features clash with expected biology. Really, if I told you a creature is covered in blue fur, is toothless but feeds on anything it can, has googly eyes, and loves cookies, you'd say, "But sir, that is preposterous." Hence why a big part of it, derived from Tulu's notes, was tied to an unhealthy state caused by improper care and conditions, with the more natural version referencing the OG design from those computer ads, including the greener fur and sharp teeth. As for the use of a sloth, we felt the general anatomy and abnormal fur colors fit it rather well, with the aquatic adaptations accounting for a good deal of it, including the eyes on top of the head and the hollow fur, which also allowed us to make the reflective, bluish fur work. All in all, I feel the end result was a very cool adaptation. I hope you all had fun with this one, and please let me know if there are any other Muppet characters you'd like to see featured. As always, here's a thank you to everyone who wanted to see the Cookie Monster eat its way into our channel. And also, thank you to our researchers and research associates who support us through Patreon and YouTube memberships. And once again, to Tulu for commissioning it. Remember, you too can join in if you want to support our channel, and you will get some nice perks too, like seeing all of our creatures and videos ahead of time and helping mold them into shape. Or you can also like, hype, subscribe, or write a comment telling me any type of creature you would like me to give the Specky treatment in the show. Any of those really help the channel a lot. Thank you all for watching, keep a healthy diet, and see you next time on the Speculative Wildlife Research Center. Cookie Monsters when cookies were invented.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.